Hey, come along for this one. We're going to work on this floor today. Hope you enjoy it. Maybe give you some tips and tricks along the way. If you could, let me know what you think. Bye! How's it going, everybody? Thought I would chime in real fast. So here I was trying to get my full straight line, and you saw earlier in the video, some people don't like to put a seam on a doorway. I thought it would be easier just to do one notch rather than trying to notch around that little doorway. I don't have many notches I have to deal with in this scenario. You'll see it's decently easy. But yeah, so I'm gonna do the first 4 rows. Little word of advice: if you have hard knee pads on, don't lean on the edges of these boards. You'll see I ended up pulling a couple up just because I was breaking the little edge that locks in to the front panel. And then yeah, it's moving left to right, whatever we did a kind of a half kind of lap or stagger, whatever you want to call it. And then those pieces that I cut, obviously if I'm cutting for the left side gets cut off because I'm utilizing that right lip. But then that left side that still exists can go to the right side of the wall, which is not pictured here. And you can use it, obviously opposite ends. So if you're cutting a piece in half or trimming a piece off, make sure you keep the other side because it'll work on the opposite wall. And yeah, just trying to use the kids here to get some weight. It's kind of hard to hit it really hard and it bounces back and forth, so I couldn't get those little lock-ins. But yeah, you'll see I used the family a couple of times to come weight stuff down for me. My weight wasn't working and the way I had to try and hammer or hit it, but enjoy it. So I started it, wanted it quick. I didn't record it because it was a battle. Tilt this down a little bit. But did the first 4 rows. Got family, you'll see it in the video, got family weight and stuff to knock everything together. 4 rows are locked in, run all the way because I wanted to use the boards to get my straight line. Everything's 1/4 inch off the wall spaced. And now I'm into a little cut around there. But really, see if I can get a decent angle. Really can't, man. But all that's pretty much 90. There's a little nook in here that I'll have to deal with. And then, I'm sorry, I feel like you guys are always looking at my back and my butt angles to film. I don't know how guys do it. Or, I mean, it's a lot of work. But yeah, so I'm gonna set this up. It'll probably be maybe more time lapse, and I'll do some voiceover like in the beginning of this, but it's just rinse and repeat now. This is all rectangle, and then I'll have to do my extension into the closet, but all that's, it's really not a bad room, knock on wood, because it's all rectangular and flat cuts. I don't have to go around too much, but yeah. So I'm gonna set it up, get you a time lapse going, and trim will be after this, but I'm cutting my own trim. So I bought some PVC trim for the bathroom when that platform gets done. In here I'm doing MDF, but I just bought 4x8 sheets, 3/4 or 5/8, I can't remember, and I'm just gonna do 3.5 inch strips. It's gonna be all rectangular trim like we did that one bathroom. So let's get rolling. chime in here. Big props to the wife for the help. It does make it a little easier when you have a second person kind of watching as you're hammering to lock those pieces in. Some have to be knocked in a little harder than others, and it's easier too when somebody can kind of stand or watch it and let you know when it's locked in. And as you'll see further in this video, you know, she puts the long pieces down, and then I knock those in, and we get a real good rhythm going where I'll cut the edge pieces every few, and then she'll just continue to throw down my full pieces. So big shout out to her. But again, this is fairly simple. We did it in a couple hours, and it was a nice little project. My daughter is very excited to be back in her room. Last interruption here real quick, but as we move into the next, I guess, slivers of flooring after this, getting into the final row, I did not have a table saw. I also didn't want to try and cut lengthwise down the boards and, you know, risk being crooked or breaking them. So I actually, in fact, used my track saw to cut the last few slivers, these ones right here on the screen. So yeah, just measured that. They were all actually fairly consistent, surprisingly. There's a little bit of a taper, but I didn't really worry about it. It'll be covered by the trim. But yeah, these were all cut with the track saw. When you do that type of stuff, just make sure you're supporting, you know, the inner and the outer section of the track, whatever that distance is or whatever the thickness is of the material that you are cutting. But and then we got to do some drywall work here on this column. So I didn't cut around it. It'll look a lot smaller once we fix that bottom corner of drywall that is broken away. Haven't decided yet what we're doing for closet doors or how we're going to execute that, but it'll look more like this once we fix the drywall on that section.
finished. It's wonderful. It's great. It's magnificent. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it. And I'll see you when I see you.